She doesn't want a man who asks, she wants the one who awakens her. You ever catch that look in her eyes? Not the playful one, not the polite smile, not even the desire. I'm talking about the stillness. Her whole body calm, but her eyes burning, silent, too silent, and yet something stirring, something darker, deeper, rawer. It's not lust, not even love. It's not the momentary spark. It's a fantasy unspoken. One she's hiding even from herself, but it's there aching alive, waiting. Most men never reach it. They stay in safe waters. They flirt with respect. They ask for permission. They wait for signs, and they wonder why. Why she never fully opens. Why the connection feels muted. Why the intimacy is mechanical. Why she's present, but distant. The truth, they never triggered her core, never touched her secret world, never gave her the edge. The one she fears and craves, here's what they don't get. She wants to lose control, but only in the right hands, only to the man who knows without asking, without flinching. A man like that, she'll give herself completely. In ways she doesn't understand, in moments she'll never admit. And once you touch that place, she'll never be the same. Now listen close, brother. This isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness and depth. It's about presence and power. There's a side of her, she guards it behind her eyes. She locks it with silence, but the right man, he has the key. You've seen glimpses of it, that shift in her breath, that glance that lingers too long, that pause in her voice, the way she leans closer, then pulls away. It's all part of it, all part of her signal. And if you move right, she'll go places with you. She's never gone with anyone else. You don't earn that with charm, not with flowers or sweet lines, not with games or strategies. You earn it with essence, with strength she can feel. You walk in the room, you don't speak, you don't perform. You just exist, and her world starts spinning. That's power, not in dominance over her, but in control of yourself. The kind of control she trusts, the kind she wants to surrender to. She's tired of boys. Tired of apologies, tired of men who fold, who can't hold her chaos, who fear her fire. She's waiting for something more, the man who can anchor her while the world spins, while her thoughts race, while her heart tries to protect itself. You ever notice this? The books she reads, the shows she binges, the brooding male leads, the strong, silent types. It's not by accident. It's coded into her soul, not because she's weak, but because she wants to feel. Not just be seen, felt. She doesn't want soft hands. She wants steady ones, hands that guide, not beg, hands that hold, not ask, hands that speak without touching. She may say she's independent. She may claim she needs no one. But when it's dark and quiet, she dreams of you, of the man who just knows, not with arrogance, not with control, but with command, with calm, with certainty. You reach for her hand, you don't ask, you don't hesitate. You lead and she follows, not because you told her to, because her soul felt safe, because her body remembered something, something ancient, sacred, lost, and now awakened. She wants to surrender, but not to a fool. To a fortress, to a man who can hold her storms and not flinch. She's tested men before, pushed, pulled, provoked, all to see who breaks, who runs, who folds. But when you don't, when you stay calm, when you stay rooted, she melts, because now she can stop pretending. She runs the world by day, but at night with you she wants to collapse. She wants to be held, not fixed, just held. That's where trust is born. Not in sweet words, but in unwavering stillness. You see through the mask, and you don't flinch. She wears that mask well, the smile, the laughter, the confidence, but it's armor, and you're not fooled. You catch the tiny crack in her voice, in her eyes, and you don't call her out. You simply stay. She doesn't need a savior. She needs a sanctuary, a place where she can fall apart and be met with silence, not judgment. Warmth, not weakness. You hold her face gently, look into her, not at her, and whisper what no man has said. You don't have to be fine. And in that moment, she's yours, not just her body, but the version no one sees. The wild, aching, scared, soft her, the her behind the performance, the her that longs to be real. You don't rescue her, you invite her to rest, and that's intimacy. That's what no one teaches. That's what she craves. Then there's the chaos, the fire she hides, the storm in her blood. She wants to lose control, but only if you don't. You don't overpower, you don't restrain, you simply stand still. So still that she knows she's finally safe to unravel. You slow her breath, you slow her mind, you slow her fear, and she starts falling. Deeper, harder, realer. She wants to be undone, but only in your hands. Only where there's no shame, no fear, just fire and stillness. You don't force, you don't rush. You feel before she speaks. You breathe with her rhythm. You guide without pulling. That's when she lets go. That's when the chaos becomes music, because you didn't run, you didn't flinch, you stayed, and now she belongs to no one, but she chooses you, every part of her, even the parts she hid. Then comes the obsession. The one she never names, not to her friends, not even to herself, but it eats her alive because you didn't chase, you didn't beg, you didn't explain, you walked away with your power intact. You became the echo, the shadow in her thoughts, the scent in her dreams, the silence she can't ignore, the presence she still feels. You stopped watching her stories, stopped reacting, stopped showing up, and now you're all she thinks about. You haunt her softly, not with words, not with games, but with how you made her feel, safe, exposed, desired. You're the ghost of a touch, the weight of a gaze, the man who didn't need her but saw her, and walked away whole, and that stays with her. She'll never confess it, but she replays it nightly, the moment, the breath, the you, not the one on Instagram, not the checklist boyfriend, not the guy who texts too much, but you, the one who knew. And if you've ever seen that look, that burning silence, that slow inhale before surrender, then you know she almost gave in, and if she almost did once, she will again. But only for the man who's still enough to hold her soul, not just her body. So don't play soft. Don't shrink for safety. Don't dilute your fire. She doesn't want safe. She wants awakened. Be the presence that lingers. Be the force that calms. Be the silence that consumes. Be the man she dreams of but can never control, because once you become that she won't forget, even if she never speaks it, even if she loves another. You'll always be the one who saw her, held her, didn't break, didn't ask, just knew. Comment obsession. If you've seen her eyes shift, if you've felt her breath catch, if you've touched something she didn't mean to show. This channel isn't for weak men. It's for the few who carry presence like a weapon and still offer their heart. Lead, command, become the fire. You stayed until the end. Most won't, most can't, but you did. And that says something. You're not average, you're not soft. You're becoming the kind of man who moves without noise, leads without asking, and leaves a mark without even touching. Now you know the truth about what she hides, what she aches for in silence, what burns behind her eyes when the world thinks she's fine. You're not here to be liked. You're not here to chase. You're here to awaken. To be the stillness in her chaos. To be the man she never saw coming but can't forget once he's gone. So take this with you. Your presence is power. Your restraint is pressure. Your silence speaks louder than noise. Don't become the man she settles for. Become the man she silently obsesses over. And if you felt this, deep in your gut, then don't just watch, own it, live it, comment obsession if you've seen that look in her eyes. Subscribe if you're done playing soft, and share this with a brother who needs to remember who he is, because the world doesn't need more men who chase approval. It needs more who walk in fire and make it feel like home. Until next time, lead, command, and become the fantasy she never dares to speak aloud.